England was training and in high spirits. They were just minutes away from a World Cup final.
Oh wow. Good Ollie. Oh wow.
Anthony Gordon has given England the lead. The dream was alive. But then this happened. Let's dive in. So why England lost? Some people are saying that England stopped playing, Argentina took control, and what happened next has left Wayne Rooney, Alan Shearer, Mick, and millions of England fans asking the same question. Did Thomas Tuchel's decision cost England a place in the World Cup final?
And Wayne's exactly right in what he said in terms of the drop too deep. When they scored that first goal, they should have went for the second. I wanted positive substitutions to take the game to Argentina. Yes, you've got to respect their quality, but all it did when they dropped deep is allowed Argentina to get into their flow. And at this level, you get punished. That's the difference. And I think for all the effort that the players have, they've been absolutely outstanding. Digging in, not played well all tournament, but they've been digging in at the right moments, getting over the line. So when you look at it, you have to look at the manager and his decisions to go that deep so early. Harry Kane said then it was about going to get the next goal.
It didn't look
like that. Of course, the opposition were applying pressure. They made subs themselves. They was chasing the game. They brought on Martinez. He gets a goal. However, it was just too deep. They made it too easy for Argentina in that second half.
That was Mick reacting on the BBC after the match, commentating and evaluating and analysing what may have taken place. And Wayne Rooney didn't hold back himself. He too shared a similar view. He believes the substitution and tactical changes handed momentum straight to Argentina.
They didn't sit inside their own penalty box. They have control by taking the ball, by moving it quick with a quick tempo. I think once we got the first goal, and Mika's absolutely right when he said when we got the first goal, we didn't look to go and try to score the second goal. Far from it, we made changes and we dropped in. So for the players, for me, Thomas Tuchel's made the decision, and when you make a decision, it's a gamble, and the gamble he made was to go with the five at the back, which allowed them to dictate the game. Then we couldn't get out. They kept coming back, wave after wave after wave. Messi knew the space was out on the right. Me and Joe were watching him. He stood there, he didn't move, and all Argentina did was pick the second ball up, give it to Messi, let him go and try and do his thing, and we got punished.
And he wasn't alone. Alan Shearer, watching the match unfold on commentary, raised similar concerns as England retreated deeper and deeper. What makes this defeat so painful is that England weren't out of the game, they were winning. But instead of pushing for a second goal, they allowed Argentina back into the contest.
Do you feel the same about the substitutions that Thomas Tuchel has maybe called between wanting to try and sit out the game, but that was going to be over 20 minutes and really it just invited more and more pressure?
Yeah, I said it during commentary, chappers, didn't I, in terms of they've now got 6 defenders on the pitch. He played his hand, he knew that he was wanting to hang on, and the difference is hanging on against Norway or hanging on against Mexico as we were, perhaps haven't got the quality that this team have got, Argentina, in terms of the ability on the ball and the ability to punish you, and also their attitude, you know, is that I was so impressed with them not panicking. But yeah, he played his cards very, very early, Thomas, in the hope that he'd hang on, and it's backfired. But those split decisions are the ones that make such a difference, and we were all praising him for what he did, and we're going to 5 at the back in the previous 2 games when England were under huge pressure. Now I guess we're going to go the other way now and think, could he have just changed it slightly different and put a bit more pace on? Because I said everything was coming back at England. They didn't have an outlet, because whenever they won the ball, they had no energy. They were physically and mentally done once Argentina had got that first goal.
Physically and mentally done. But before you're done and drained, would you be kind enough to like this video and subscribe to this channel? Because this is one of the ways you can support independent journalism. In other words, not one size fits all. What may work in previous games doesn't necessarily mean that it may work in the Argentina's game. And therefore, you must change your tactics. You must analyze the game. That's what a good manager will do. You will see what may be tactical and important for a different opponent and apply that. And what he did on previous games shouldn't have applied in this game. And that is my evaluation of what went on also. Coming into the semi-final, England believed they could finally end 60 years of waiting. The squad looked confident. The atmosphere was electric. And for long periods, the plan appeared to be working. When Anthony Gordon found the breakthrough, England fans around the world started believing that this was finally the moment. Is football coming home? A place in the World Cup final was within touching distance. It was within grasp. But football matches are not won after one goal. They are won by controlling the momentum that follow. This is Harry Kane's reaction after the game.
Well, Harry, it's the most heartbreaking way for your tournament to end. I know it's going to be incredibly raw, but what are your immediate thoughts?
Yeah, just gutted for the boys, gutted for everyone, the team, the staff, the fans. Yeah, we played a good game for the large majority of it. Once we went 1-0 up, we seemed to just try and hold on, which at this level is not enough. So just gutted because we've worked so hard to be here, and the lads have given every last bit of running, sweat, blood, tears, whatever it is. So to fall short like we did today is just gutted.
But what was the strategy? Was the strategy to defend or attack? The changes made by the coach appears to be defend, but what Harry Kane is saying is something different.
Was it so hard to get any momentum after the goal, do you think?
Yeah, we struggled to get pressure on the ball. I thought, especially first half and then start of the second half, we pressed them well. We put them under loads of pressure, especially high up the pitch, which then allowed us to win balls, control the game a little bit better. After the goal, whether it's them putting more men forward or us just not being able to match them man for man, it just was wave after wave, and we was trying to hold on. Lads were putting blocks in, but in the end, it was just it wasn't enough.
Did it feel at the end that after the exertion you put in the last two games, perhaps it was almost one ask too far to find another response?
Yeah, I don't know. The boys always are ready for any moment in the game, and when we went ahead, the messaging was to go again and get another goal, and and then obviously once they scored their two goals, it was to try and find something, but we couldn't quite get the momentum back in the game.
The messaging is to go and get more goals, but we couldn't find the momentum. This is where the debate begins. Rooney believes the turning point came when England changed their approach. Instead of continuing to attack, England became increasingly defensive. The substitution sent a message. Whether international or not, the message appeared to be protect the lead. Argentina sensed it immediately and went into attack. They pressured, and they succeeded. England conceded 2 goals.
When we can't have runners going from deep, we don't keep the ball well enough.
I didn't see any patterns of play that could have kept us the ball. Now, for all the hard work and everything they've gone through in this tournament, they didn't have that default. Play it around, little angles. We showed it before the game. Egypt just keeping calm, drawing them out, getting Martinez, getting Romero out of position. You've got to bring them out and still be calm on the ball. Now, easier said than done, of course it is. But I didn't see anything when the back was against the wall other than the old school, get it up the pitch and see what numbers we can get around it.
I totally agree. This guy Pickford, I have enough respect for this guy. This guy has worked really hard, one of the best goalkeepers out there, and he is very, very good. However, there is one criticism. He kept on kicking the ball down, expecting that we may have a chance to score. Now, many people may see this as good and strategic and so on. I don't like it because you run the risk of giving the ball away to your opponent, who control the ball, take it down to your own half, and then try and score. I don't like wild ball, that's what I call it, because it tends to go the other direction and your opponent tends to get better control of it. So I didn't like that aspect of the game. There are two people to which I would say they are the star of the game, and this is these two here. I've seen Bellingham worked really, really hard. Bellingham saw the winning goal. It was coming when the defense team was not positioning themselves better. There was an opening that they've left there for the goal scorer to send the ball through that gap, and Bellingham came straight out and try and attack that player before he kicked the ball. Unfortunately, he wasn't successful. Harry Kane tried his very, very best to pull the Argentina players out of the England half by himself, tried to drag them out of that danger zone. He wasn't successful. Those are my two picks. And if you believe that those two are your picks as well, sound off in the comment section. Say Kane and Bellingham steal the show. Write that in the comment section. If you disagree, write who you think would have been the star for the show for you. So now it's over to you to hear your views why England lost this game. Because the mistakes that changed everything has become the debate on every fan's lips. So I'd like to thank you very much for your time, and I shall see you on the other topic.